Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. And sing and dance forever and a day. Well.
Hey, Scruff.
Oh, God, I haven't even bloody started. What?
How did you mess up?
What mess?
All over the sitting room.
Oh, man, I haven't even sat down yet.
You did sit down, and you did
Fantastic.
everywhere. Oh, this time for you.
Whoa.
What is it?
Well, how do I know you just... Christ almighty on a bike. Do you boys and girls get this?
No, they probably don't make a mess like you. How are you?
Brilliant.
Very good.
From Ruffer. Yes. I was half expecting this coming, actually. And what is it? It's Pro Retail Guide. If you saw the interview I did with Steve Ruffley, touched base with him for a long time, and he's very kindly sent me that as a first read. Hoo-hoo. And you brought me my coffee, so all I need now was coffee, peace and quiet, and
I'm going shopping. I'll see you later.
Okay, now. Right. Brilliant.
Don't worry, it's for food, not for clothes.
Yeah, like you say that every time. If you look over there, it's constantly shopping, holidays, or whatever on that screen. Sorry. We are doing Coffee with Scruff, and it's kind of an interesting Coffee with Scruff.
Goody, I cannot wait.
Do you know something? I'm really pleased with that. I'll do a full critique of it as well. I'll get it read over this next week. But we are going to be doing quite a good Coffee with Scruff. Roll the intro and we'll get into this. And a warm welcome to one and all. For those of you that are still here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Traders Clinic that I have in Discord, and I'm going to answer a question, but I think it's that important. I'm actually going to finish my coffee and do this as a Coffee with Scruff rather than just a quick answer. Let me show you it first, and then we'll get into this. So if I pull the Discord down into it, they're having a bit of a jolly old time of things this morning. We do have somebody who's trying to pretend to be me in the group at the moment. They're not a member, they're just sort of DMing members pretending to be me. It's an impersonator. So just as a word of warning, I don't DM anybody and I don't directly message anybody. So if you get a message, the chances are it's not me. So take it with a pinch of salt. And I don't sell services and I don't ask for money. So that's the other one, because I know there's AI and everything now. It's just not something I do. So if you see it, it's not me. Just delete it and report it. Okay? Anyway, that's that bit out of the way. Let's look at this. Ask Scruff. Now I've caught up to everything. And I want to pay attention to this one by JS Jerry. A little salute to you, my kid, and I look forward to speaking to you later on this week. It has been covered, but I think the way you've brought it up is in such a way it actually needs to be fully addressed rather than just being brushed over. You found yourself recently in an internal debate a few times wondering thoughts on daily goal versus trade idea. So hypothetically, your daily goal is $100. Your goal is 2 trades a day, £5 a pip, £10 a trade, 2 trades 100, fine. You've madness to positions, 50 pip range, etc., 10 pips apart. And your first, second, third are triggered, and the trade idea is still good. Everything is playing out as planned, but do you kill the trade as soon as you hit the daily goal? Enter on the first madness position even though 2 and 3 are in the trade, or do you let it run? Would you take money off and let it trade out? Okay. So basically what the essence of it is how do you manage the trade? And I think that's something we need to get involved in. Now, Before I switch over onto the other camera, and I think we'll just wander downstairs to have a chat about this, it really depends on your mind frame. Now, if you're happy with 100 a day and you don't want any risk in the market, then you just kill it. You know, you see me do this all the time, and I'll touch on it when I go on the other camera. Now, there's other elements to it. Do you let it run to its exceeding target? Because your target might be 150 on that particular trade, you know, where you're getting 75 and 75 instead of 50 and 50. That's what you're looking for. Your daily goal is really just a minimum requirement. It's like when you hear me talk about 10 pips. It's not a maximum, it's a minimum. That's what I roughly want to exceed. But there's another element to it, and that's what we're going to talk about on the other camera. So let me grab my coffee and we'll go for a wander about the house.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, let's think about this logically, shall we? So, you've got a daily target and you're a bit confused as to what to do. So the question you've got to ask yourself first is really, how big is the account? If the account is relatively small, you've got to excuse me, I'm walking down the stairs and figuring my way through, and yes, I've got the coffee. And we'll come down in the living room. Tell you what, give me 2 minutes and I'll put the camera down, and then I'll kind of explain it. Give us a second.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
Okay, let me get a quick slurp. Throat as dry as a bone. We all know Scruffy likes it coffee. Definitely does. Now, Jerry gave like sort of 3 scenarios, if you like. And they were very good and they were very well thought out. Personally, I think there's really only 2 that you need to consider. And again, that comes down to trading in general. Keep your trading as simple as possible and keep it as binary as possible. So you look at your account and you ask a binary question. Is it large or not? Yes or no? Well, if it's no, and the account isn't big, then you've got to protect it. And you've certainly got to protect it a lot more than the bigger one. Now, why is that? The bigger one can take more damage so you can fight the next day. The smaller one, you can't. You damage it, it becomes a real problem. You might have to put more money in, or you've got to reduce position size and all sorts of different things. And that comes into the daily target. Now, I have in the comments before on some of the videos seen daily targets are dangerous. They're not at all. A daily target is nothing more than a guide, a little bit like pip counts. And I do say this a lot. If you see me saying I'm aiming for 10 pips, it's a minimum, okay? And then I make an executive choice when it gets there to either just take the money or let it run on. Now, if I'm in a scalping situation where I'm not going with the main money flow, or I'm going against a relative trend and I just want to get in and out over the course of the next hour, my decision is always the same. I get in, I get out, and I get paid.
I'd buy that for $1.
It's that simple. I'm not going to let the thing run because it could turn at any time. If I think there's some meat on the bone, I'll try and let it run a bit longer. But I have targets in mind, and the targets are there for a reason. They're normally in and around a key level, which will create a bounce point. That bounce point could be enough just to give the money back. So I was daft not to take the money. All right, so that's one train of thought. But in this particular scenario, we're talking about daily targets, why they're there and how do you deal with them? Well, a daily target gives you focus as to what you need. And as it was quite rightly put out, $100, you know, $5 a point, 10 pips, do it twice, be done. Now that's a plan. That's a solid plan.
I love it when a plan comes together.
As to what you want and how you're going to get there. Anything you do above it is a bonus. So this is why you say, is it a big account? Is it a small account? Small accounts can't take the damage. So you've essentially just got to get in, get out and be done with it and put the trades away for the day. If you can't do that, you shouldn't be trading, because that means you're prone to gambling and you're over trading. So if you've got your plan, 2 trades, 10 pips, I'm paid, I'm done, brilliant.
Good job.
This echoes what we say all the time, be a time millionaire. What does that mean? Get as much money out of the market as you can in as short a time as possible. If you can do it quick and not have anything more to do because you've hit what you need that day, why are you going back to market? You're gambling, so give this up. It's not for you. All these different things. Now, if you've got a big account,
Run, Forrest, run!
you can let it run, because if it comes back and goes against you, you've got an opportunity to trade again. I hope this is making sense in a strange way, but in the scenarios given, if I have a small account and I see my daily goal is exceeded, and you see me do this with the accounts that I'm building, the Christmas account, the holiday accounts that I've been doing. If I've got, say, I don't know, daily target of a £5, just for argument's sake, just for silly figures, £5. It's not a lot of money. Well, that's 50p, 10 pips. What if there's a quick spurt and it does 12 pips? Well, you take the money and you get paid the little bit extra. Nothing wrong with that. What if you only needed £3 though? Just £3, but you're still at 50p, because that's what the broker is the minimum requirement. And it surges through and you're looking at £3.20. Then you take that, even though it's not as high as what your pip count is. It's a monetary amount, so you're separating the two. It's all about common sense and what you're comfortable with. And the answer is very, very simple. Don't gamble. That's the answer. If you're happy with your daily goal, stick with it, because you've already set out to achieve X amount. If you're starting to wanting more, then your target was too small in the first place. You should then be saying, well, maybe it's 150 quid a day that I'm looking for. But then you fall into the danger of, how far do I let this run? So set yourself minimum requirements. I'll tell you how my wage is set up. I work to a 30,000 a year salary. That's all I want from the markets, 30 grand.
What?
Okay, it's not unachievable with the account that I've got. And you've seen me do it with prop, and you've seen me do it with various accounts, and it's all documented. You know, why? Well, why not? You know, you see it in my Vanguard. You see what money goes in, all documented. Because it's a goal, it's a plan, it's something that I'm after. But my wage is made up like this. I know I'm going to be wrong. So I take a couple of weeks out of the year for that. I know I'm not going to be at the charts for a little while. So I work to 48 weeks of the year, an entire month, to be wrong and have a day off. Right? So that's the first thing that I do. Then I look to see how many days I want to trade. I don't like trading Monday, and I don't like trading Friday. So I'm left with 3 days. Okay. I like to trade twice. Once in the morning, once late to mid-morning, and then I'm done. And I'm looking for £100 a trade, give or take, or 200 quid a day. Across 3 days, that's 600 quid. And then across 48 weeks, that's just on 30 grand. That's how I worked it out. You know, it's dead simple. 48 weeks, 600 quid a week, 3 days a week is 200 quid, £100 a trade, 2 trades. Simple. Have I got an account big enough to achieve that? Definitely do, and I do it every day. And as soon as it's achieved, I quit.
Damn good job. Damn good, bloody good, damn good job.
And that's what keeps my win rates high, and it keeps my sanity in check. Now, I get pulled all the time. Oh, nobody can do it that consistently. You can do it that consistently, and people who make a living from it do it consistently, that's what they do. They go ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. And when they're paid, they walk. That's simple. The gambler, the wannabe, and the dickhead will sit at the charts for 12 hours a day, press, 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 press.
Like a freaking slot machine.
They will never make it as traders. Not in a million years. And then they complain that they're not surviving. The reason they're not surviving is the gambling, period. And there's no room for gamblers in this industry. And that's a sad fact. So to wind it back to the question, set your daily goals as minimums. And once they're achieved, if your trade is still running, let it run to get as much meat to the bone as you can, but don't take any more trades. If you've got a small account and you see the money amount is there, take it, switch the machine off and do it again tomorrow and build your account up slowly till you've got an account that can take some damage. And that's the easiest way. It's why our small success in the Discord is so important. Those guys have compounded and built up their little pots and now they're getting some fruit from it. This year, some of them came out to Benidorm on the fruits of those profits. And we're doing it again next year. We're going to do Benidorm 25. And it's open to the squad first. And once the seats are full, the doors will be shut. But if there's not enough people want to go, I'll open it up to the public. And the public can come along and spend a day with us. And we do it in a classroom. And we go through all the key aspects of trading and get to know each other fully. So if you think you might be interested, do drop in the comments below. Benidorm 25 is what you put in and register some form of interest. And you never know, might even see you in the sun. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I hope that kind of makes sense in a strange way. If it doesn't, do contact me. I'm very open. You find all contact details in the description and I answer every single one of them. So as always guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.